And we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you are brand new here, welcome. I'm Jay Wills. And for all of you new subscribers that just keep tagging along every single day, you're awesome. You're awesome guitar-loving souls. And if this is your first video, welcome. I'm Jay Wills, midlife dude getting back into guitar playing and making music after hanging it up 22 years ago. Everything's raw, unscripted, live, noisy, lots of goofing around and just having some fun. So welcome. And first things first, before we get to anything, is the intro song. And we are, almost forgot, day 24 of 365 days of guitar in a row. So if you were here, welcome. I presume you were a guitar-loving soul like myself. And guitars and making music make your soul sing. All right. Pedestal for my classic guitar position. Again, thank you for all the recommendations that everyone's been giving me on, because I went through an epic change of how I sit, how I hold stuff, and it's been awesome. So with that, and a little earlier today, had a short day at work, closing the house out, which is cool. Although I just hooked up all my pedals. We're gonna get to comments in a moment. And if you're, again, brand new, first time, I go through, I'm doing an intro song. It's a bit noisy and rough, and I'm a total beginner. And then I go through all the comments, because all the comments and all of you folks that are giving me advice is absolutely awesome. So, come on, girl, let's get you warmed up. All right, gotta go gain, gotta go a little loudness, gotta go a little there. Now, I'm hoping things work. I have pedals down here, as promised from yesterday. Ooh, uh-oh. Oh, seriously? Maybe it just takes a little time to warm up. The struggle's real, folks. Yeah, I have no juice. Oh. Yeah, well, okay. We're not gonna do the intro just yet. Because I just hooked all these pedals up. I gotta get a different setup. Oh my goodness. Struggle's real, folks. All right, so to all of you who have been asking, this is the pedals that I just hooked up. Hopefully see that one's a Deluxe Memory Man, the other one's a Rat Pack. However, none of them are making any sounds right now. So we are going to default to none of those. Come on. Oh, you know what I forgot? My bad. It would help if I actually put the speaker in the right one. Come on. There we go. We'll come back to the pedals here in a little bit. But we've got to do the intro. Gotta do the intro. I'm actually going to start. This strap is too big, too bulky. It does help, by the way. It's a very good recommendation. All right, let's try that again. With a little more noise and a little less. All right, let's see here. Ooh. And of course, we're drop D. That'll work. Let's try that again. I changed it up a little bit. It's a work in progress. Anywho, that was a bit of a rough start. Welcome to the channel and to the show. Okay, first things first, let's get in the comments and all that good stuff. Got a few of those to go through. First, got a little beverage action today. We're doing a little Liquid Death. It's not really, it's just green tea. So, cheers to all of you following along on this wonderful Tuesday in sunny Northern California. Hopefully it's sunny wherever you are. All right. Alrighty, and let's see. At Chewy4541, what a coincidence that you found out about pinch harmonics earlier today and I started hitting them pretty consistently. You want to hold the pick close to the edge, and then on the down pick, you touch the string lightly with the side of your thumb. It's almost like an exaggerated down pick with the flick of the wrist. Just fuck around with it with the motion until you get it once, and then try to replicate it as often as you can. Really just need your brain to click and the muscle memory to kick in, and you'll start hitting them more and more consistently. Today was the first day of me actually practicing for a song, and I ended up learning them within 1 hour. Good for you, brother. I am not there yet, but I did get a couple of them last night by complete accident. And it's just, I think it was, yeah, it's something to do with this little like whoop, whoop kind of emotion. Or another video I saw, I got Miss Jackson out because she's got the whole Floyd Rose little system on it, and he was walking through. I can't remember what this dude's channel was. Anyway, he went through like different ways to do it, and basically he would strum it, and then he tapped the string, and it started to like humming, and then he just started bending the shit out of that whammy bar. That sounds pretty cool too, but it's like super inefficient though. You really couldn't do it except like on one note at a time. So they're really not as hard as you might think, and they're really satisfying to hit and sound awesome. They absolutely are. I was so excited, and then see, that's talk about just dangling the carrot. You're like, wow! You make one happen, you're like, ooh, fuck, how did that? And then you just torture your neighbors for like the next 10 minutes trying to hit the next one. So, so thanks for that. I will continue experimenting with that little flicking act. That's a good recommendation. At Sick Nerdy, I think your name's Nick. I figured out, I think, some people's names on the other channel viewing part of this computer that I'm just starting to learn. I see some fun new pedals. Looking forward to today's jam. Yeah, I think they'll work as long as I have the right damn speaker hooked up. I was pumped when I found out my guitar had coil split too. It does sound awesome. It's a really cool function. I would, all the Strat lovers out there are gonna be like, that's not a Strat, but it kind of has that sound. Which I dig. I dig all the sounds. If it sounds cool, I dig it. Roger Tinker 1813. Hey, welcome back, brother. Almost a month in. Cool. What pedals are you using on your intro? Oh, so what video was that attached to? Oh, yesterday. Okay. So my intro yesterday was on the Boss. Let me just turn this. Was on the Boss Katana on with no effects, just on the amp. It has amp type on here, and it just says brown. It just has light next to brown. I turn all the other effects off. I make sure they're off basically, and I just put it on that, and it sounds pretty damn good. I think the gain works on some of the, I haven't quite figured this amp out entirely yet, but I do have the gain absolutely cranked on this. However, the volume button right next to it doesn't work on the brown setting, but if I put it on another setting, like some of these, like channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, this does some really weird shit sometimes, does some cool shit sometimes as well. And that's where the master volume over here works. So I don't know. I still gotta continue reading the manual and learning about that. So no real like pedal effects on the intro other than just the brown type. Maybe look that up online and what that is. I don't know what the brown amp type is, if that's referring to like an old vintage one maybe, or Marshall, I don't know. But that's what it is for that intro. Just because it sounds, I fuck around with shit until it sounds cool. That's it. Once it sounds cool, I land there and I stay on it. At Nicky Rock 1962, welcome back, brother. For you, Jay, to check out. Rock on, brother. I will check that link out right after this video. And let's see here. At DJ CYR3NT. I forgot what your name is. Like I said, this pops up randomly on certain parts of the YouTube app, but it won't show up in here. I have no idea why. It's kind of annoying. Nice work today. Your footstool positioning is the classical position. How did that feel? It felt a lot better than it has ever in the past. So that's a huge positive, and I'm not changing that, by the way. It looked like it was comfortable and your back was more straight, 100%. And that is an issue too. Not that I have a bad back or anything, at least not now anyway. But I noticed that before, this would get tiring. This was not like natural. This just kind of feels like I don't have to. A couple of videos ago, I was talking about how I had to hold the guitar, like I was literally holding it up while trying to play. And that was very not right. So that didn't work very well. At iRock 515, welcome back, brother. Books that I found: John Petrucci Rock Discipline, Guitar Fitness. Whole book is just exercise, and a few Metallica tab books. Dude, so I am pretty positive they're probably lost in the empty void of my spare bedroom of retired life things, aka the storage room. I swear I had some Metallica tab books at some point, or at least a couple of guys in the band may have had them. I don't know. I remember that Metallica had some tab books back in the day, and those were good books to learn from, because in my opinion, from what I remember in those, they were the closest. I think they were actually like the band members themselves participated in the making of it. Don't quote me on that, but I think maybe it's just a marketing thing. I don't know. But that's awesome. Bring those out. Go through them, man. They're fun as shit. However, I will say these books by John Statina and this here guitar beginner book, these are pretty solid. Like, we're going to be on 15 tonight because we got all the way through all the other ones. We're going to come back to some of this tonight. Yesterday was just a jam session that the old soul needed to get out of. So, but I have to say these books so far have been really awesome. I'm not familiar with the other books, but really any book that gets you practicing every day, mission accomplished. That's my theory. At Keely and Valentine. Now this is my type of show. Fuck yeah. I'm going to follow along from now on. I've been doing my own daily practice routine since January. Rock on, man. That's awesome. Still going strong. Best of luck to you, man. Thanks, brother. And welcome to the community of guitar loving souls and us beginners and some of us not beginners and folks that just like to hang out and do cool shit on the guitar. All right. See if I got anything else. All right. We're good there. Rock and roll again. Thank you for all the comments and all the new subscribers. Greatly appreciate that. All right. Let's figure out what the hell's going on with... because I want to work some more pedals, and we're going orange. We're going the Dark Terror tonight, 100%. I got to double check the phone, just because I'm working on antiquated, super ass old iPhone until I get a new camera setup. Oh, regarding, I think it was Nick or John's whoever recommended doing a live stream. So I looked that up last night actually, and downloaded from YouTube, by the way, YouTube Studio Live PDF. It's like 20-30 pages. It kind of goes through and tells a content creator, which apparently I can consider myself a content creator. Really never thought about that. But it has a whole thing about how to do live stuff. So what I'm thinking is on day 30, do a live stream or around that time. It's got to be on a Sunday. Maybe not necessarily, but does day 30 come on a Sunday? I need to check. Oh, my calendar. It's on the phone. Ugh. So we're so dependent on phones these days. So anywho, I think that's going to be my idea is, number one, start the first one on like day 30. That'd be kind of cool. And figure out how to chat with you guys and connect with everyone even further, which is awesome. And then maybe do it like once a week. That's a really good idea, by the way. I think it's John who made that recommendation. So thank you, John, for that. Petrasky, I'm probably pronouncing your last name wrong. Sorry, brother. I like the most basic name in the world, J. Williams. Super, hence J. Wills. So... I think that might be a good idea. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think it's going to be a good idea. So, all right. So let's figure out why. I think I just wasn't plugged in. I think that's honestly it. However, I will say this to you guys who are familiar with pedals. Haven't really figured out. I looked it up online a little bit, gave up on it because I really didn't get an answer. So I know this is just an absolute rat's nest of shit here. I get it. Well, this will become more professional when I get famous. So we're going to do a deluxe Memory Man. It's a very classic pedal. I've always wanted one. Never had one. And then we have a wrap pack from JHS Pedals, which is a new pedal company to me. Josh has his own channel. Apparently he's the owner, JHS Pedals. Some of you are probably familiar with his pedals. Never heard of him. Watched a bunch of his YouTube videos. He seems like a really cool guy. They have a cool company. I like supporting small companies. I'm one myself, so I really appreciate anyone who takes that step and does their own company or is self-employed, because it's rewarding, but it's scary and stressful all at the same time. And then I got a new chromatic tuner because in one of my early videos, I talked about how I basically murdered all of my pedals accidentally by leaving them up in my, I have a 2-story house, and my upstairs attic gets about 150 plus degrees. And all of my guitar gear, with the exception of my guitars, thank God, and 2 of my amps. 2 amps are up there, toast. They're literally, I plug into them and they just, all kinds of crazy shit goes on. Every single one of my pedals, maybe I'll do like another video, but I tore half the pedals apart. The pedal boards were literally yellow with weird like tarnish marks on them. They didn't look healthy. So anyway, so we're gonna work with these tonight. I'm just gonna set everything to noon for the most part, but let's see if any of the, the thing I was having a problem with is that this item right here, for whatever reason, which is your daisy chain apparently that you use. I got 2 of these, although these are in my attic too. All this shit was in my attic for 10 years at 150 plus degrees. Yeah, I know. So it does power these on. I have not tested this, so this is gonna be very new tonight. A bit of fiddle-diddling around, but we're gonna put that there. The volume's gotta be a quarter. Whip will go there. We'll just grab any one of these settings. There's 9 individual different Rat Pack type of settings on here. So, all right. Enough yapping. But I don't know why. I think I'm going to assume that the connection crackliness and the sparking and the popping was the bad boards on the other pedals. I haven't even fired this up yet, so hopefully it doesn't do that, because that would really suck. But let's see what happens when I actually plug these in again with the right damn speaker. All right, try that guy. We'll go standby so we're not like killing everything. Okay, so, and we're going to plug in. I like to have them daisy chained, especially I have the tuner in front. Kind of makes sense, right? So my guitar is plugged into my tuner. The tuner is daisy chained with a little one. Again, these are super old connectors. If they make a lot of noise, then we're just going to scrap them, and I will have to go into the rabbit hole this evening because it's a little early and figure out how to connect these without having some craziness. But I hope they don't do what they did last time. All right. All right, so let's see. You're on standby, so that's not. Ooh, hey! Send a monkey. Oh shit, that works. Let's tune this up a little bit because I was pretty close. I was a little sharp. Hear that whistle? That's the part that I don't know where the fuck that comes from. It's doing it again. It's probably one of those connectors maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's why we're here. All right. So we're going to go 12 o'clock on the Dark Terror. Nope. We'll go about noon on Shape. Okay, so that is gain half, Shape's about half, and like a fraction of the volume. That little Dark Terror is a beast. Let's go Rat Pack. Oh, it drops it down a little bit. Hold on. Something ain't sounding right at all. Hear how it gets all weird? Like this is fine. I'm not even moving. Yeah, there's something up. Oh, that's doing something. It's not consistent though. What does the Deluxe Memory Man do? Oh, alright, that's kind of cool. Woo, that's a lot of echo. Okay, let's turn some of that off. Let's go. It's an interesting sound. So this is the Deluxe Memory Man. Let's go less feedback and see what happens. It's not bad. muddy though. All right, well, let's try no delay. Let's try no depth. Let's just turn all the knobs down, no blend, and see what happens. That second string. So that Memory Man's pretty cool. There's a lot of different options on there. Let's see what the Memory Man off, and let's do a Rat Pack with a different. That has a really interesting sound. Ooh, what's that? Drop B for that. Oh, there you go. Still a little muddy. Let's go. Try a different one. What's filter do? I don't know. Kind of quieted that down a little bit, didn't it? Have that when you're jamming along and you push on it and you just like push all the damn strings off the fretboard? That's so annoying. I actually kind of dig that setting. Let's see what happens if I go. Oh, that's the distortion knob. That's good to know. What's the filter do? That's the one I want to know. I always like to try to figure out what each knob does sound wise. I don't know. I'm really not doing much. That did something. That's nice and dirty. That's super dirty. That's like almost like naughty dirty. All right, let's try that one. Let's go. This is the white setting. Let's see what this sounds like. Put that with that pedal. There we go. Let's go. Oh, the feedback. That's what that does. Check it out. Oh, I didn't do it there. A little delay on that. It's interesting. Still got that damn whistle though. memory man's gonna stay out for a bit. This is OG setting. You know, I know what we're gonna do. You know what's coming out. Everyone's like, but the 7 string's coming out. Bet your ass it is. After I check the camera, make sure we're solid. Yep, good. All right, Miss Jackson. Ooh, sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, she's awesome. I love this guitar. It's a brand new purchase for me 24 days ago. This, I bet, sounds absolutely wickedly badass with all this little effect. Oh shit, I almost forgot. I think I dropped this down. No, we're good. No, I was right. No, you're solid. Ooh, that's like super muddy. How about we go no gain, crank the fucking volume up. My neighbor's gonna go crazy. There we go. Sort of. Oh, what's that do? Super hollow. Oof. All right, maybe not. Let's just go back to no pedal. Oof. Ay. Let's go back to what Miss Jackson normally set as, which is like pretty much gain just fucking cranked. See, that's interesting because this real quick. I know, lots of messing around, but this is why we're doing it. This is how you figure stuff out. Stuff sounds cool. Just keep experimenting. If it doesn't work, keep trying something different. Now we're directly in, nothing through here, and I'm almost positive this is going to sound different. Something's going on. I'll just show you. Something's going on with this. These things right here, I'm just going to unplug all this for now. We're just going to jam through the regular session, but all of this stuff here is all the old stuff. And I suspect one of you is going to be like, well, duh, Jay. There we go. These little connectors all right here were up in my attic. They were all brand new back in the day, but these here, I have tried multiple combinations of pedal combos before I just dispensed with them other ones. They all crack, pop, or spark. No shit. And these here, I found that if I hooked it, I did mess around with the Memory Man a couple of days ago, and I just used one of my regular cords, basically. One of these guys, which is brand new from Sweetwater. Worked fine. These here, every time, this is the first time interlinking all these together. Ugh, garbage. I think they're burned up inside, or maybe there's, I don't know what's going on. So the pedal thing will continue. I'll have to get some new connectors because I can't, it's not practical to use a 10-foot cable between each pedal. I don't think that's practical. So anyway, on that, well, let's do a little jamming first. This is an awesome guitar, by the way. If you don't have a 7-string in your life, you need one. That'll be a good segue into the spider walk drill, which I stumbled across in exercise 15. So let's work on that. And this is a really good, this is very similar to what, and we're just going to keep with Miss Jackson just because. I have found, I was mentioning in my morning routine, so if you are still here listening and this is your first time video, bless your soul. I do finger walking every single morning with coffee, up and down, multiple variations. I kind of come up with my own stuff, and like 1, 3, 2, 4, blah, 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 blah. And this particular drill, exercise 15 in Guitar Exercises for Beginners. A good little book if you want to play guitar. So this goes, and we'll just go through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, what it's doing, this is all alternate picking, by the way. I have a video a little bit. We went into the importance of that because another subscriber talked about that. And that's absolutely something that you need to do because I was always a down picker. I never alternate picked. Largely, I just didn't play long enough and I never got into it. I didn't really even kind of know that that was a thing, to be honest. So this is alternate picking, and what you're going to do, what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, and this is an absolute torturous for the brain. I did it this morning, and holy cow. And we'll do it on the 7 string. It doesn't really matter what string you do it on or what kind of guitar. We're always going to do it with distortion. Not quite as loud. But and you can start anywhere on the fret, basically, or like anywhere on the fretboard. So 1, and then instead of doing the same thing again on the next string, you got to go 2, 3, 4, and then 1. And then you have to go 3 on the next string, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then it's 4, 1, 2, 3, and then you start the pattern over again with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, 4, 1, and 3, 4, 1, 2. It is an absolute brain twister, especially if you're a little older like I am, and also if you're not ever done this before, and it's absolutely crazy. So, you know, I won't say cover the ears entirely, but you know, that's why we're here. Oh, and it starts over again. And then you can walk that up and down, up and down. So we're going to turn that down just a little bit, so it's not as wangy. And I'm still getting used to the whole alternate picking. That's a whole beast in of itself. Because the morning is just... Now I do that all the way up and then all the way back with coffee, have a little sip, and then I usually go 1, 4, and then I keep playing around with it. This one here, and it's okay. I'm not perfect on every single note. My goal is to be perfect on that. I also have an 80-20 rule in life. You know, get it down 80% and then, you know, move on and keep practicing other stuff, but kind of 80% is kind of where a lot of stuff falls. And so I'm about 80% on that, and then I'm going to be incorporating this in a lot. I'm probably going to start with that, or maybe the second round through. This is really good for, as much as these are, you know, kind of rudimentary, you can have fun with them. I mean, I'll turn the gain up a little bit, or the volume up, and they don't have to be torture. So like you can, you know. Just have fun with it and just mess around with your alternate picking and stuff like that. That's basically what I do. So, but let's jam a little bit. Oh, here's the intro on Miss Jackson. Struggle's real, folks. I get always messed up and jump over strings and ugh. The intro is supposed to sound like this. harmonic. We're gonna fiddle with that. Check this out. This is gonna not work entirely well, but this is how. Damn. It's right there. All of you that are practicing this and trying this, you know the struggle is real. Almost. It's right there. Anyway, yeah, I know. Ears bleeding. That's the process. Other album today that was on my rotation, went back some good old-fashioned first Van Halen album. I think it's the first one that has Eruption. It's that album. I need to figure out how to set up one of these amps and one of these guitars, because I know it has the capabilities to sound like that. I mean, the guitars, not the player, yet. And those of you who know that album, and I hadn't listened to this album in many years. Holy cow. I would have to say that's probably one of the best albums ever for any guitarist at all to just for learning, I mean, it's very complicated. I'm not saying as a beginner, but just the coolest guitar I've probably ever heard in my life. And I was a very young lad back then when I heard that. And this was on a vinyl. There's these things called records for all of you who are like less than 30. I'm just playing around. But mine was on that, and that melted my ears. It basically was like, oh my God, what is this? Is that a guitar? And ever since then, I was like, I want to be able to play that. So that was on my circulation today in my headphones. And so I'm going to, tonight when YouTube's taking forever to upload, I'm going to 100% look up some tab for that and start fiddling around with that. Because I think those are, number one, they're fun songs. They sound absolutely amazing. And I want to be able to, I'm going to butcher this terrible. That thing, I want to work on that. So, double check where we're at. Probably about 30-ish. Oh, heck yeah, we're way over. Lots of messing around and chatting. So, if any of you wonderful souls are still here and you're listening, forgot the outro last night. We'll hit the old outro on Miss Jackson. Right there. I always miss that note, man. That's not how it goes, but it works for a good outro. All righty. It is day 24 in the bag. And I do believe that is it. Peace. See you tomorrow.